Hello, third grade, and welcome to our reading skill for today. Today we're going to be looking at theme versus main idea. Theme versus main idea. Now we looked at this a little bit last week, but we're going to do a little bit of a review. So when you think about theme, you want to think about the lesson that the author is trying to have you learn. Now as I'm reading through these, I want you to highlight everything in blue. Theme. The theme is the message or lesson that you learn. Some common themes found in fictional stories. Loyalty, that means that you are being probably a good friend. Overcoming obstacles, maybe there's a story about someone that had a leg amputated, but they ended up in the Olympics. Overcoming obstacles. Hard work. Friendship, kindness, courage is another word for brave, good sportsmanship, being yourself, and doing the right thing. All of these are themes. Themes tell us a lesson that we learn. Now I want you to grab the red highlighting tool and let's look at main idea. Now we already know that main idea is what the story is all about, or mostly about. So some questions you can ask yourself to find the main idea is, what is the story mostly about? What happens to the characters throughout the story? And what are some details in the story that can support your main idea? One story can have a theme and a main idea. They are different. All right, now grab a purple highlighting tool. Some things to remember when you're looking through fictional stories. So when you're doing your AR tests or reading through our folk tales, those are fictional sometimes. You can be looking for these things. The theme will be a lesson or message that you can learn after reading the story. The main idea will be what it's mostly about. The theme of the story can be throughout other texts. So that means there might be 5 texts that have the same theme, while main idea is unique to the one particular story. And theme is not always stated. You might not see any of these words anywhere in there. You have to use inferences. While main idea can be stated directly in the text. It might say, this story is about a time I went to camp. That would be a main idea. Go on to the next page and we're going to do some practice with theme and main idea. Read the passage, fill out the information on theme and main idea. Let's go ahead and begin. Devin sat quietly on the sidelines, waiting for the football coach to say the names of players who made the team. He was extremely nervous because last year his 2 best friends made the team, but he did not. Devin thought about not trying out again this year, but his friends had instead insisted he try one more time. Devin knew he was one of the smallest boys on the field. He often watched the bigger, tougher-looking boys on the team and thought he would never be able to compete against them. However, over the summer, Devin worked hard, trained every day, and got into shape. Even though he was nervous, he knew he had done everything he could to prepare for the tryouts. Suddenly, he heard the coach say, "Devin Stevenson, welcome to the football team, young man." Now, let's first look at the main idea. What was this whole story about? I want you to grab your typing tool and let's use red. What was this whole story about? Well, first we have to start with the sentence starter. take out my question words and then use the rest. The main idea of this passage is... Now I'm gonna have to include the character's name because this whole passage was about Devin. And remember, some ways we can find the main idea is by looking for words that repeat. So I see Devin repeat all the way through the text. I see football. I see friends a lot in here. Let's see what else I see. Something that I see all the way through it. All right, so that's the words that I see that repeat from the top to the bottom. So the main idea, and these words I'm going to have to use because this is what the whole story is mostly about, is about Devin working with his friends to get on the football team. Go ahead and you can pause the video so you can type this out. And you can see how I use the words that were repeated through the passage in my answer. Now I didn't use details like summer because that wasn't what the whole story was about. That's just one detail. Now what evidence or clues can you find to support the main idea? So what evidence did we have? What details support that he was working with his friends? Now this is where I can find one sentence that explains what he was doing. This is a really good one to pick out. Devin thought about not trying it out again this year, but his friends had insisted he try one more time. Now we're not going to type that out just for time-wise. We're going to move on to theme, but I want you to highlight that in red, please. Moving on to number 3, what is the theme of the story? Now let's go back to page number 5 because it gives us some options here. Loyalty, overcoming obstacles, hard work, friendship, kindness, courage, good sportsmanship, being yourself, or doing the right thing. I'm thinking 2 of these would probably work pretty well. Overcoming obstacles and hard work. Both of those would be a good theme to describe or to what the author was trying to tell us for the lesson. So go ahead and I want you to make this one blue. And we're going to take out the question words and write the rest. The theme of this story is about... Now, I'm seeing some key words in here. Worked hard. Every day. Prepare. All of these are making me think that the theme would be better, would be hard work than overcoming obstacles. So we'll put hard work. And we highlighted, well actually I want to highlight those in blue because those were ones that we used for our theme. So in blue we can highlight hard work, every day, prepare. And again, we're not going to type this one out, we're just going to highlight. Once you are finished typing both of these out, you can move on to the next activity today, and we'll keep looking at theme and main idea.